Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to build and deploy ASP.NET application on Azure using Azure DevOps. So let's get started. So this is our Azure DevOps portal. I'm not using any existing project. You can use an existing project or create a new project from here. We'll name our project uh, ASP.NET and yeah, add some description, keeping it private. And let's create it. Uh, our project is being created. Wait, it will take few seconds. Yeah. So our project is here. It's fresh project created entirely new. Yeah. So now we need to bring in our code in this project. Uh, that's where we will use the repos as a repos. So it has multiple options on how you can bring code in as a repos. We'll go with importing a repository. So yeah, I've created a repository in here on GitHub. I'll paste the link in the description. You can use it. Yeah. It's a sample application for our code. Since it's a public uh, GitHub repository, won't require authentication, we will import it. So it's processing, importing it. So it's a sample ASP.NET application that we are going to build and deploy. It's not too much heavy. It's a basic one. Yes, and our files are here. Will automatically redirect. Yes. So this is the main branch. We just have single branch in here. All the files are here, and our repository, our code base is in now Azure Repos. Now the next step we have to do is basically build our pipeline for building our application. So we'll create our first pipeline. Since it's a fresh project, this is how the interface will look like. And we'll start with creating our pipeline first. So Azure Pipelines has two methods. One is using YAML, and other one is their visual interface. That's Classic Editor. So currently we'll go with building it with YAML. Classic Editor in some other video we can cover that. So since our code is hosted in Azure Repos, since we imported, so that's what we are going to choose. We'll choose the repository, and then we'll configure what kind of application our is. So we can select it, and it will help us give us a template. Azure Pipelines give us. It has a lot more options. We can build a number of apps. Basically, it gives us a lot of templates. So we'll go with ASP.NET since that's our application. Just make sure it's not ASP.NET Core. It might be confusing, but yeah, since our application is not .NET Core, we will go with ASP.NET. And yes, we have our template pipeline ready. We just will make some changes based on our requirements, and we'll go with that. So let's go. In this, we are triggering it with main branch. So whenever there is a push committed to this branch, the pipeline will be triggered automatically. Then we are specifying what kind of agent pool do we on basically on our agent, what kind of image we want it to be used. So we are using Windows latest one, Microsoft hosted agent. We are using Microsoft Windows agents because since our application is ASP.NET and ASP.NET full framework only runs on Windows agents. So that's the reason. Then it specifies basically variables to find .sln file, solution file in our repo, wherever it is in our main branch, it will search for it so that it can get it to build our application. Then we are specifying what kind of platform and build configuration we are going to. Then we are basically with this task, NuGet installer, we are installing NuGet CLI on our agent that we specified, and then we have to restore NuGet packages. So from our solution, so that's what we are doing with this task. Then we are going to build the solution. This is the task we have to run. So it will take different inputs like solution file, where is the solution file, and some build arguments that we are specifying. Like if you want a single zip package file instead of many files as an output, or what if you want to basically give package as a part of the build. So different arguments that we are passing on to it. Then it's as a standard template, it gives us testing as well. But since we don't have any test cases, I'll remove this and we'll add another one that's basically to publish our artifacts. Yeah, so that we can use that artifact, the single artifact, to deploy it in our deployment pipeline. This is a release pipeline that we'll configure in next step. So first, this is assistant Azure pipeline. So it gives us again templated tasks that we can import and then we can modify as per requirement. So it's pretty handy. It's pretty. We'll build artifacts. Yes. So this is what will publish our artifacts in the pipeline so that we can use it to deploy our code. Then we'll just click save and run. It will where do since we are creating this pipeline, it will create a as pipelines YAML and you can rename it as well. So you can rename it here. I'm keeping it as default and we'll commit this. So where do we want it? Based on your branching policies, repo structure, what you are using, what standard practices you are following, you can choose among these two. So I'm just committing it directly to the brain branch and I will click save and run. So it's saving and it has started creating the pipeline automatically. Yeah. So our pipeline has been created and it has already started running as well. You can see this, the job is good. We'll check it out. So still it's requiring an agent. It's a Microsoft hosted agent. So sometimes takes time to initialize and get started. So it has started building. Our pipeline has started. It has checked out our main branch. Then it has also installed the NuGet on our agent. And now it is basically getting the restoring the packages that we have, NuGet packages. So they are completed as well. So it shows us what's happening, what step is going on. Yeah, so we had 14 packages. So these are okay. And now it has started building our application. It shouldn't take much more time since our code base is not that much large. It's a sample application and yeah, it's completed in 20 seconds. The code is built, it's ready. And yes, oh, our pipeline is completed as well. It just took 1 minute to complete and we have artifact as well ready published as well. Yeah, and it's basically then checks out and cleans up everything, finalizes, and this is status. Yeah. So if you go in here, it gives a summary and yeah, it shows that one artifact is produced and you go and check it out. So this is our pipeline run, how it was. So it was successfully run. It completed all the tasks successfully and it ran for around 1 minute, within 1 minute. Yeah. And then you can see here the artifact is unpublished. You check it out. And this is the artifact. This is the what name we gave and these are all our files packaged inside it. So that's pretty cool. So we have our package built, we have our application built. Now is our time to deploy it. But before deploying it, we need it to be hosted somewhere, right? Where are we going to deploy it? That needs to be configured first. So to deploy that, uh, we'll since it's a ASP.NET application, we are going to host it on Azure using Azure App Services. So first, we'll go to Azure. This is our Azure portal. I will create a resource group. Can name it anything based on your requirement. Since the ASP, I'm just creating ASP app. Specify the region. Keep it as default. I mean, yeah, in production level, you will make changes based on requirements. We have to follow the policies and standards. Yes, so this is our resource group already created. Then we'll be creating app service. This is our app service. We just need a standard web app nothing fancy since it's a basic application. You select the newly created to you can name it as well. Yeah. So this is since it's a ASP.NET V4 it, we choose this our runtime stack region as well. You can choose region as per whatever closest to you or where your apps are being deployed. This it will create. Yes. And since it's our basic plan, we don't need much more compute or anything. We just exploring it. So I'm going with free F1 and there's no database required. Just go on with whatever the defaults are and give you and create. So it's validated and we'll create. It's not necessary always have to go through this portal. I just went it through. I'll also upload the Terraform file for this for creating web app into the GitHub repository. Also update it so that when you use it, you'll get Terraform and you don't necessarily have to go through all the portal. You can just use it through VS Code as well. Let's wait for it to configure and make our app service ready. Yeah, so our app service is ready. You can see this is here and it's running. Yeah. So you can browse it and currently there's nothing. Right? So well, it's the standard content that's what's showing and this is the URL that our app will be live on. Yes, and this is the one. Since now this is our app service is ready, we'll now deploy our application to this app service web app. So we'll go back to our Azure DevOps and we'll go to releases. So what releases will do is basically pick up our build artifact that we have created and deploy it on our app service that we just configured. Since there's no release pipeline or anything, we'll create a new pipeline. This is called release. Since we are releasing an app. So here as well, there are pretty much templates that we can use. Since we are using deploying it to app service, you will go with this. There are others as well based on where you are deploying, what kind of deployment. So you can choose those as well. But right now we'll go with this Azure App Service deploy. You can name it anything as deployment stage. And it's pretty much it. This is configured. Now our stage is created. Now we'll configure uh, what needs to be done. Right? So first we'll set up the Azure subscription. So you Azure subscription is basically where we have created our app service that needs to be linked to Azure, right? So this is what uh, it will ask for. It will ask for authorization since our this pipeline needs to authorize to access that subscription and that web app. So we'll ask that on behalf of yours, pipeline will go and deploy it. So we will basically authorize it. You can go and select advanced option and specify only the resource group as well and make sure you allow all pipelines to use this connection if you are creating multiple pipelines depending upon it. Yeah. And yes, I'll go with workflow identification because this is a new one. I'll explain that in might be in some other video, but this is yeah, for now you can keep it. Or you can use service principal as well, whatever suits you better. It's now basically creating a connection to connect to our Azure. Yes, it's done. Then we'll select what kind of web app we have, right? Since we have configured it as web app on Windows, we'll select it and it will list if we have any, yes, from our resource group. This is the app we created. It will list that. Here, there are some changes that we will change since it will run on agent. We'll use this. We'll be using Azure pipelines and what kind of agent do we need? We'll go with Windows latest. And we'll keep everything as default. This is also good. And then we'll see where do we want to save it. Yes, under all pipelines. We'll have to rename it as well. Let's save it. Yes, so this is ready. We'll go back, but still you cannot create a list because we are not configured from where we are going to, which pipeline we are going to pick up, what artifact does it need to. So this is our project. You can basically use other projects as well as I said, right? So our project is ASP.NET where we are built and what was our source? The source is ASP.NET. Yeah. So we can specify different versions as well. Like for example, if we need, if you're building multiple times or build pipeline, right? But we don't want latest to be yet to be published or deployed because there are some errors occurred later on after building it. We get to know, right? So based on that, we can specify if we want to deploy a specific version or we can set up some tags. So there are multiple options that we can go with. Right now, I'm going with latest and yes. So this is our artifact that we are going to deploy. Click save. If you want to add comments as well. Okay, now since it's done, we can schedule as well since we are not going to automate it as of now. We can run it like every hour or every day depending upon your requirements. You can do that as well. Now this is created. Yes, so release has been created. Now if you go and check out, that started to deploy. This is the deployment and this is how it is working. So it's waiting for our agent. It's connecting and it will start the. Since we are using Microsoft hosted agents, it might take time. So that's why it's showing queue. Let's skip forward. Yes, our deployment is succeeded. Let's go to logs to check out. Yes, so it started, initialized everything. Then it downloaded the artifact as we suggested. That's how it worked for. Then it deployed to our app service. So it got the service connection details and then basically updating application settings and all the stuff it did, right? Then it successfully updated and our app server application URL it's live here. So let's go and check it out. Yes, so this is ready. Our application is deployed and live on this website, ASP.NET, and it's working. You can see. So that's good. Um, so then you can automate it as well if required. I'm not automating as of now. But yeah, so that's how application is deployed successfully and it's running on this URL. After doing this, completing this, make sure you stop and delete the resources that you have created, or it will incur your charges, yeah, depending upon if you have priors or not. Thank you for watching this video. and let me know your reviews in comments if you have any questions and want to add some modifications as well. You want to know something, let me know in the comments or reach me out. Thank you.